Why you got that face? She don't see the number 10 yet, so we're gonna give it just a little bit so we can see if we get hit that number 10 of viewers, and then we know that we can proceed. Meanwhile, for those of you, well, we're getting close. For those who are already on, if we can get a thumbs up on the sound check.
The 4 people that's on.
You know, four
The
people.
3 people that's on.
Let's see. Give us a thumbs up. Who do we have? Okay,
Brother Kenneth, that's it.
that's it. All right, no worries. It might be just us, brother. uh,
Oh, we do know
we got a thumbs up.
the
All right, good
hurricane
stuff.
that wiped out a whole lot of people Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Sister Liz on.
Wa alaikum salam, Sister Liz.
She was stuck in that hurricane fiasco.
We just, I think we're just waiting for a couple more, and then we can, I guess, go right on in, and
4 more people. I'm either.
it'll be just me and
Sis MGT. I wonder which one is that. Who's
Sister
that?
MGT. All right. Salam alaikum. All right. Keep going
Nobody,
back and forth.
nobody trying to hang
Hey,
out with
listen,
us today.
we're gonna have to just move forward. We'll generate the energy, and there we go. There we go. All right.
That's
Wonderful.
That's 7 people.
It's okay. Here we go. Greetings, peace, and blessings. We are the Mohammeds, the residential tourists, 85 to Africa, living here in the after beautiful Nairobi, Kenya. And we are still very much loving it and enjoying it. And of course, as before we proceed forward, we want to always give acknowledgement where acknowledgement is due. And that certainly would be to our wonderful viewers and subscribers. And we thank you very much. Can't say it enough. We are appreciative of your viewership and your subscription. We're grateful. Of course, we acknowledge our members. We are thankful for your support, your membership. We are truly thank you very much. So, any new viewers, welcome, welcome, and
And
we're
we got a chef, Ajala.
Chef Fajala.
Yes.
Maybe we don't know. Maybe this is maybe the first time commenting.
Well, she
She
said,
said been watching for years since Rwanda. So
okay.
no,
But she said it's her first time
she or
catching
he.
her
We don't
live.
know. Oh, first time catching our live. Okay. Well, welcome to our live, and thank you for being with us for these many years since we were in Rwanda. Thank you so very much, and welcome for sure. So, Brother Kenneth, thank you for being first in line. We appreciate that. And Sister Liz, as always, we thank you. And Sister MGT, we got Chef Ajala. Thank you very much for making yourself known and your presence known. So thank you so very much. So what? Now, what do we have here? We have some stuff to talk about. We're not gonna get as deep as we did last week. Got a little deep last
Well, I'm going to just take these little numbers for the hurricane disaster that we're learning about, devastated
week. Yeah, we didn't
Texas,
know about that.
knocked
Yeah.
out some of the Carolina areas, the Mississippi areas.
Mm.
So if you guys were affected by that,
Our
we're
prayers.
glad you made it through.
Glad you made it through.
And you got Wi-Fi, so we're glad you got power and Wi-Fi.
Sure.
There's a lot of people out there that don't.
Our prayers go out to all of whomever were affected in any way, shape, or form by it. We just, at least me, just learned of it last night.
Yeah, me too. Somebody was like, "You ain't even call and check on me." I'm like,
we didn't know.
"Yeah, we don't get those over here. I didn't even know to check on." Actually, Sister Liz did tell me that her area was flooded
Oh man,
a couple days ago, but for some reason it still didn't
it
register
didn't
that it was
register.
a hurricane that devastated a lot of areas.
So when did it happen?
I don't know. So
Sister, help
it's
us
been
out.
over this whole week.
It's been okay. It's been so it wasn't just a one hit or quitter. It was ongoing.
Yeah,
Oh my.
Aquarius Gold is on. Sister Cheryl is
All
on.
right.
Chef Ajala said I said her name right.
All right.
Mhm.
Good stuff. Well, welcome, Sister Cheryl, of course, and Aquarius Gold. Familiar faces. I mean, not faces, but names for sure.
Sister Love is on.
Sister Love. I love
All
the name.
sisters, except for Brother Kenneth, he's on.
Brother Kenneth, yes, he's representing the brothers.
Hmm.
So let me do this before we go move forward. We have to do this. This is very important. We have to give the reminder for those who feel moved. Please uh, hit the like button, uh, comment. I know that's going to happen. We get the comments and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. But you know, if those who are already subscribed, if you know someone that check out the Muhammad's, you know, and share. Maybe they might want to subscribe.
Well, the good thing is our celebration for this week. I know this sounds sad, but we finally made it to 15,000 subscribers. What's
I don't know. I missed that one.
the good news button?
That's the good news button for us anyway.
I know that's crazy. Like 15,000, we still little guys on the totem pole, even though we've been here for a few years. Even though Kenya make us feel like we got 100,000 subscribers. 'Cause everywhere we go, they be like, and that's why we have this on today.
Okay, y'all see it? Let me see. I have to stand up a little bit. You see that?
Don't worry, I am protected by Generation Three. Mhm.
Yeah, that's support we had to represent. We had to let them know. Listen, don't come for us. If you're thinking about coming for us,
We got a whole army down here, son. We got a whole
we
army.
got the 98 posse, behind us. We got
We
the
we
Generation
went
Z.
to we went somewhere the other day, and I think it was the waiter. He was like, "Yeah, I like that shirt," and I was like, "Oh, okay." We just took it upon ourselves to.
Just put it on for a brief moment,
Well,
and we got some confirmation. Anyway, we wanted to acknowledge and still continue to acknowledge uh, that that force that is
that's
exhibited in our Generation Z.
causing they caused the doggone hurricane
They caused
around the whole world. They done caused the whole hurricane, shook everything up. Yeah.
they didn't cause tremors and all of that stuff there, shock
Hmm.
waves throughout the
Hmm.
nations abroad, here and abroad. Well, yeah, so that's definitely something that we are proud of. We'll continue to say that we are proud of it. And let me just make sure. So let me before we get into the business, we got to acknowledge the source that's here that is definitely assisting and helping for those of us who are those of us who are looking uh, to head this way. I'm gonna tell you something. We were fortunate when we started in Rwanda, as you all know, and we were fortunate in one sense, in one major sense, that as we were preparing to we visited, we went back to get everything together, and as we were preparing to bring everyone back, the whole family, we did have a source, boots on the ground, assisting and making sure that things were in place prior to us getting there, and it was tremendously helpful in not having to worry at all in that regard. And we realized how that helped start the on the path of transitioning, and it was a good foundation for us while we were in Rwanda. But then there were some other things that if and we would know, and no one would know. We had to live it out. That if there was those things in place, it may have been even more helpful. And so
Excuse me, y'all. I got something in the oven.
she got food burning. She's trying to multitask. No, it's not burning. Not burning in that sense. Burning like how we say. Ooh, that she can burn, boy. She can cook. Anyway, while she's doing that, just real quickly, just sharing that that little point just to say that with the dealers relocation services, some of the things that some of the bumps and bruises that we received and acquired, which was some of it was just inevitable and things we just didn't know and people did, we just it just what it was. Through a dealer's relocation services is to as best as possible to help individuals in their transitioning. And I mean, it's nothing I can imagine how it could be. You move, you're coming from a wholly, totally different cultural society, and you're coming somewhere you don't know anyone, or even if you know people by face and see them, they're like us, don't really know. You understand? And it's a different, it's a lot of challenges. It's different. There's a lot of differences, and it can be rough, it can be tough, but you don't have that assistance and the aiding and helping you along. So a dealer's relocation services definitely is a good source for you to tap into.
Yeah, you deal with cultural differences when it comes to business, especially dealing with people and time, people getting adjusted to, like this morning we've had ready to sign a lease for a client. The apartment is beautiful, and the landlord says no, he has to be strict with not allowing foreigners rent their apartment because they have a faulty water supply, and the power source in that building is not strong yet because it's new development.
Mm.
And every time he rents to foreigners, he gets a lot of complaints, and it costs him a lot of money because they want you to fix these repairs.
Duh.
So of course we're like, all right, fine, we're not going to push forward for that unit. But these are things that you deal with. Like we ready full to speed ahead, trying to get this apartment locked in, and they say they come up with something like that. Really? So it's a lot of different things we had to do. We dealt with landlords saying they only went Mozungos. They only wanted white people. And we're like, what? And that's allowed. We had people say that they only want locals because for people that's renting to foreigners, they think that we're going to leave, get up and leave in the middle of the lease. So it's really tricky. It's a lot of negotiating. It's a lot of promising, just trying to get you secured in a unit. We ain't even gonna talk about the houses. It's a hard process. So we do a little bit more than just finding you a place. There's a lot to go into it, and you'll see further down later on some other videos exactly what we do. But that's the reason why I'm kind of drained today. I was trying to do a Lifetime Sunday. He wasn't letting me. I'm like, dude, I'm tired. I don't have no energy.
I didn't bother you. I didn't bother her. Let her do her thing.
Working on
I'm
two
working.
clients that's coming, like, and one coming in 2 weeks, one coming in 4. And it's a lot. It's a whole lot.
It is a lot, and we, we just want to have we just want to help in the way of the community. You know, no one man is an island, and when you get here, you'll see that it's necessary to have community. We've had
Mhm.
occurrences, not us personally, but those within the diaspora community that are here have had occurrences where the community was there to aid and assist. They were able to lean on, to get things, done and moving and going and so forth and so on. So it's good,
Even for us, when we first got here,
very much so.
we had a source that just allowed us to just come.
My brother Wally.
Oh, okay. I was like, he gonna kill you. Just allow us to come and get ourselves situated and uh, take our time and look for what we needed. And
Helps so much, man.
he didn't ask for anything, but just,
Just pay it forward.
be family,
Be
So
family, pay it forward.
yeah,
Keep that spirit.
yeah. So that's needed, and because of that, we've been creating with the community, and with that, we've been also meeting. We found a better location than the best location so far. I mean, this place is
This joint is nice.
amazing for our event on August 25th. we're hoping that we get this secured this week, early this week, so we can start getting that information out to you. But when I tell you it's 5 star, 5 star, and it's going to be amazing, all white, celebrating Black excellence. Get it? White, but Black excellence. Anyway, but but we should. Um, when we were there touring the location, people recognized us from the channel.
It's interesting.
White Kenyans,
We had a,
right?
it was
Yeah,
a,
from the channel.
oh, it was a, we were not expecting this particular moment. And
Mm-mm.
it really, it solidified, if there were ever any doubt in our minds as to the impact of our whatever
It's channel.
channel,
We
what we're
call it
doing.
our ministry, but
But
because
this,
that's what it feels like sometimes
yeah,
when we get testimonies back.
this sister, I mean, we did not expect this at all, and she really, she opened herself up. She was with a group of individuals who were familiar with us, and it was a blessing, very humbling.
Yeah, she's from here, but she lived in the States, or was it the UK? I
I
can't remember.
think it might have been UK, but I'm not quite. I think it's UK.
And her question to us was, why did you come to Kenya? Like out of nowhere, like kind of raw with it. Like they had left and they came back in the room and was like, why did you come to Kenya? I just need to know. And then she started sharing her story about what she'd been through as a child here in Kenya. And it was very traumatic. I think we did record, yeah, so we're gonna do a video on that.
She was okay. She was equated to,
Yeah, yeah, but it was very traumatic for her. But her
beautiful
spirit keeps
sister.
trying to call her home. She
Home meaning Kenya.
right.
Right.
So she in tears. Y'all, hopefully that video will be done this week so you can see. But we constantly run into people giving their testimonies on how Kenya healed them. And of course, that's our story as well, how Kenya healed us.
Right.
So it's crazy. It's amazing, but it's crazy that we're in this position to have these conversations.
Kenya, all eyes on Kenya, right? And so for so many different reasons, you know, I think I just think a lot of things are in divine order, and these things that happen, like that particular occurrence. I want to say incident occurrence, which is a beautiful thing. And then of course we know what's going on with protesting the government and those things there. But even prior to that, it seems that there was a an attention being directed to Kenya by uh, many diasporas, some that were uh, not on the continent, either in America, UK, but then there were some that and still are on the continent that were like, you know what, let me go this way, and I'm thinking about checking out Kenya. So all eyes really are on
Oh
Kenya, and
God, right. Like we've had 2 families come in within the last, it's about a week, maybe last 2 weeks from Ghana. And they're like, and for them, it was like they got freedom, like they broke away from we we didn't get permission to share their
no,
stories
no,
yet, but they
we're not gonna
broke
go
away
into it.
from whatever is going on in Ghana when they're dealing with Black Americans. And surprisingly, like we're always taught, like you go to Africa, go to Ghana, go to Ghana, go to Ghana. Worse than America.
It's crazy.
The racism, the because it wasn't just like, in Rwanda you get faced it's meaning it's calling you Mzungu to your, well, they say Burundi, no, what's the word? Yeah, Burundi.
I'm talking about.
What they call you in Ghana, or
I don't know.
Burundi,
I don't know. I really don't know.
Burundi, I think. Whatever the word is. But the stories that they were telling us, I'm like, I
Oh,
can't,
this is.
it's crazy. Like, I don't know if I ever want to go back over there, but people are coming here.
We love you. We love y'all too, brother.
What happened?
And it said Kenyans love the residential tourists.
We learning that.
And we love y'all right back. I'm telling you.
We
I'm telling
learning that. Because when we say, do we now when they say, do you feel safe in Kenya? I'm like, yeah. Is that
you. See? And we feel safe. We
yeah.
love it. We love it.
So we recently watched, even a couple of days ago, the Kenyans, like I guess they were in Dubai or Abu Dhabi. They're in the Middle East.
In the Middle
You know,
East.
they were working over there.
This goes go ahead, keep talking. That goes into what
What you about to say?
no,
Oh,
what's
and the Gen Z over here sparked it all over the world. And they're like, we tired of being mistreated. We tired of y'all not paying us. I mean, when you go over into those Middle East countries, a lot of those people hold your passports. They make you pay back the plane fare before they give you back your passports, or they'll make you have to have someone sponsor you. So if you don't come back, they make that person pay. I mean, it's crazy stuff when you go over to the Middle East to work for them
sure.
in certain places, or not everybody, because it depends on the employer that you're working for, whatever family you're working for.
Right.
But the laws don't protect you. And so even the embassies, the Kenyan embassy over there, they can't do anything when the laws don't protect you. All they can do is try to help get you out. But we were watching, and the Kenyans, the Gen Z was in the middle of the street just tearing up stuff like, nope.
They was like, listen.
Now, that ain't gonna work over there. They're gonna send y'all back home, but still. They were like, mm-mm, this is not, we ain't having this no more.
It is very much what you're saying, in line with what prayers go, here in the comment. There has been it's been again a shockwave, it's been uh spreading, the vibe, the energy has been spreading far and wide, and there are many within there. People are tired, sick and tired of being sick and tired. You know what I'm saying? People want quality of life and quality of living. And a
They
part of
deserve it.
and we all
That's a
deserve it.
God-given right.
It's a God-given right. We deserve it, right? So as we've been observing, as we've been not directly experiencing, but experiencing a lot of what has been going, it's still going on. It's not over. It's not over. And Joaquin, your family can tell you better than we can. It's not over. They're still placing and putting forth demands, and they're not being lulled to sleep. They're not given, as we say in America, that chicken and a biscuit, and meet me around back. I let you in through the back door. No, 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 no. They're going through the front door. They don't want no chicken. They want no biscuit. They want what is necessary and what is needed uh, for the betterment of all of the people. And and are observing all of these things here, and we already do and know, but we realize that, as a as a as a as a continent, especially sub-Saharan Africa, right? And as Black people, wherever we might be, but Black people, I'll say Black people in America, we have really a similar struggle in a sense, because we have a common enemy. This is true. We have a common enemy, and how can I say it? They distributed uh, their manner of control a little differently, but nonetheless, it was all for the same purpose and the same reasoning, which was to be able to be in a position where they are now. So, in in order for Africa really to be able to get where they need to be and should be, and in order for Black people in America, in the UK, in the Caribbean, wherever, we must realize that we got to do for ourselves. We have to do for ourselves. And if we don't, we will suffer or continue to suffer the consequences. And this, my humble opinion, is what this generation is against, fighting back against these consequences. The consequences being that we continue to get the short end of the stick. So, if I may, to set it off, and we're not really going to be long on this because I'm really preaching to the choir. We all know this. The thing about it is that we have to get up off of our you know what and do what we need to do. Okay? Africa is a wealthy nation. It's not a poor, a wealthy continent. It's not poor. It's not poor. How could it be poor when it has all of the minerals and resources? See, we're the only ones that are, we fall for hook, line, and sinker when they say Africa's a poor is poor. When other folk, they know, no, and that's why they're here, because they understand that the wealth and the richness that they have the luxury of enjoying is because of what they find and what they control here on this particular soil. So here's a gentleman, and I just chopped it up a little bit, but he says something that's very key, and I want to share it. And I like this. I don't even I've seen him a few times, but I like this person. I like this brother here. And let's listen to him, and then we'll come back real quick. Don't worry, I'm not gonna hit y'all real with a whole bunch of videos this week. Did you see your face? Did you see it? So don't worry. Here we go.
What I would say about that situation is that it's similar to the situation before it in Sudan, and it's similar to the situation before Sudan in Egypt, where the people are protesting against the government for policies that the government is implementing, which the government is held hostage to implement in favor of multinational corporations and international lenders, chief among them the International Monetary Fund. In fact, the bill that stirred the protests in Kenya initially is basically an IMF bill, a structural adjustment reform, an austerity measure that is being demanded by the IMF of the Ruto government. My position has always been that these leaders, these politicians, exist to take the blame for the policies that they're implementing on behalf of private sector power. That's why they exist. That's why I call them effigies, because they exist to implement the policies that will make them unpopular, and then they'll take the brunt of the unpopularity. They'll take the brunt of public anger, and then they'll be removed, but the policies will remain, because the source of the policies is the private sector, is the international private sector. It's the OCGFC. It's the Western multinational corporations and lenders, financial institutions, and so forth. Again, specifically, the International Monetary Fund. This is your problem. And now, who is the International Monetary Fund doing what it's doing? Who is it doing it for? It's not doing it for Kenya. We all know that. And it wasn't doing it for Sudan, and it's not doing it for Egypt. So who are they doing it for? And when you identify who they're doing it for, then those are the private sector players, those are the power brokers that it makes more sense to me that the population should be protesting and should be directing their activism and their opposition towards those actors on the political and economic scene in Kenya, not the government. Now, I'm not speaking up in favor of William Ruto. There's a lot of problems with his government, certainly, without question, just as there were problems with the government of Omar Bashir, and there's certainly a multitude of problems with the government of Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. But when you're talking about specifically the way that they're managing the economy, you have to understand that they are not the managers of the economy. Their lenders are the managers of the economy, and the lenders are managing the economy in such a way as to benefit Western multinational corporations. These governments, these politicians, are hostages, and the policies that they're implementing are essentially like when you see a hostage being forced to read a list of demands. You don't get angry at the hostage for the demands that he's making on behalf of the hostage taker. And that's what the government does. That's what your president does. That's what your prime minister is doing. You know, they're just reading the list of demands that they have been told that they that must be met in order for them to not be eliminated. And The one that's going to be eliminated here isn't the president, it's your whole economy. Because the IMF and Western lenders generally are not actually interested in you paying them back. They don't want you to pay them back. Because when they loan you money, they're calling it a loan. And you think it's a loan. But what they're actually doing is buying you. So they don't want the money back. They want what they bought, which is your whole country.
Hmm. That's pretty deep. That's pretty deep.
And recently, IMF did a open apology to Kenya. They ain't changed nothing. They ain't reduced nothing. They ain't make no major changes. But for some reason, she did an apology.
That's politicking, man. That's
No
politicking.
matter, because the Wakians, they don't care nothing about nobody's apology. They like, whatever.
It's like, listen, we want solution.
They don't care nothing about no.
We want solution.
Y'all just wanted to look good in front of the world. Kenyans do not. Nobody care about your little sorry apology.
Because at the end of the day, the you know, the apology or the whatever, it's not going to rectify. It's not going to change really anything. We get that all the time. You know, we get that all the time, but nothing changes. Everything remains the same. So this is it's very interesting. And even though this is directed more uh and more pertaining to African countries, and we're dealing with the situation here in Kenya, but this is something that also is much the same as Black America. The same thing. It's the same thing. Same thing. And we always get the short end of the stick. So now here's the thing. The thing is, so if and I do believe that those who have positioned themselves to uh, make for certain and make sure that policies that are being drawn up and presented, that doesn't continue or even look like it's going to affect negatively the people. I believe that these individuals who happen to be our Generation Z are recognizing and have recognized the fact that there is a level of powers that be, but then there's another level of powers that be. And I could be completely wrong, but when the calling for the removal and the dissolving of, well, the initial was the resignation of the president, and then of course then just the dissolving of the cabinet. Um, I like to think, I like to think that the mindset was with the understanding that, okay, if they are puppeteering, right, then you got to cut the strings of the puppets. Otherwise, we'll get past this point, but then down the line, it may be revisited again.
Yeah, but also because they feel like the 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 government is frauds, um, misusing funds, taking funds that away that could be utilized and pointed to certain things that they were trying to raise taxes on.
Uh-huh.
So they like, listen, y'all knew this was happening, but y'all were happy to be riding on helicopters, going on 22 trips a year, all kinds of stuff, while we're sitting here struggling and starving. No, take all of them. And the crazy thing is, all of them are gone. They released them. They let them go, or they reduced it so significantly that you're like, how is the light still on? How is the government still running? Even to the police department, the military, they didn't leave nothing unturned. And now we're finding out some other things that they're going to be protesting about next week, and they have every right to do it. And it's like, wow. But to see stuff actually change by the actions that they're doing, um, it brings us to the states. Like, We wake up this morning and find out that Dumber almost got,
We're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk
you
about
know, and I'm like,
that.
but that was those people doing. That wasn't us.
No,
We
no,
don't do that for some
we
reason.
don't know.
We don't do it. We're not proactive. We'll wait until he's there and then, but his own people, like, nah.
But this is but here's the thing though. This is the thing, right? Of course, on a certain level, these demands are being met, right? However, are they really? If we understand, if we go a little deeper and we try to go into, what is at the root of it? Who is at the root? Not what is, who is at the root of it. You understand? So if you don't get to the root of the problem, you never can get a full, complete solution. And this is why it's important for us all as darker people of the globe of the planet to understand that we have to understand that we must do for ourselves. We continue and continue and continue to try to do, speaking in way of business, we try to do business, you know, with other folk, but they don't have our best interests at heart. Just like the gentleman said, it's like, man, they don't they don't really care. They wanna keep the debt because that keeps them in the level of control.
Well,
A lot
debt is slavery.
Debt is slavery.
So as long as they got you in debt, then they always rich. They always got some kind of power over you.
I mean,
They got demands that they can call in.
they call it, or they can, I mean, you know how it go. It's straight pimping. I'm sorry to use that term, but that's how it is. Big bank take little bank, and like he who pot or who what is it? Who calls the tune? What is it? How does it go? That saying goes. Who plays the
Plays the
piper
fiddle.
calls the tune,
Is it the
right?
fiddle?
It's the piper. Y'all know
The
what it
piper?
is. Y'all know what we say. anyway, let me share this to that point. I remember having been blessed to I can't even say have a conversation, but to have been told by one of our pioneers, Abdul Akil Rahman, right? When I say pioneer, he was a pioneer uh, in the Nation of Islam, and he was around during Malcolm. He really established Atlanta, the whole southern region, to where it is to this very day. So there was land that was available for purchase, and he was responsible for that whole transaction. And he shared with me that they entered into it with the agreement. It was owned by white folk, right? And you can imagine during that time, they was just straight redneck, right? But they had the land for sale. So they entered into the agreement, and the agreement was set up however it was set up as far as the payment of it. So in a short period of time, went back to make a payment, but this time the payment was a payment in full, all cash. And he said they tried to do everything that they could to prevent. Now you would think, oh, okay, cool, I get my money right now, all cash. They didn't want that. They didn't want it. They would have better. They would have. They were counting on being able to at some point retrieve that land back with the hopes that there will be a default on our end, and it didn't happen. And he said they were so enraged at the fact that they were prepared to completely purchase the land in one lump sum and completely own it and have no debt of any kind of any sort. And it reminded me, I thought about that when I thought about what the gentleman said as it relates on a bigger scale and a broader scale. It's like they don't really want all that money back because they know they'll lose it. That'll be it. Then there's no more control. There's no more interest that they could have into getting what they need to get out of the country. So I thought about that.
Yeah. Wendy said, Winda You know, it's bad when IMF starts talking to people directly instead of the government.
Think
Yeah,
about
and they
that.
trying to smooth it over because there ain't no government for them to talk to. The government gone.
Mm.
So, but you know what was unique? Because you know you start worrying about the security of the country. You start worrying about, oh, what is crime going to start getting bad? Or and the thing is, this place is so unique, man. We heard about people. Let's just say someone down in CBD area stole a cell phone.
Don't do that.
Before the police can even come, the community handled the situation. And when I say handle, he won't he won't try to steal a
It's
tissue no
a
more.
real citizen's arrest.
But yeah, it's crazy. Or I think it was last night we were heard. I think it was a what's that? What is MP? MP, member of parliament.
Mhm.
There was a fella that was accused of molesting a child, 4 year old, I think. And he turned himself in before the police could get to him because he was like, "Oh no, if the citizens come
So
and
the
get him,
citizens got to
he won't have no male parts ever." He peeing out his ear,
him.
and I'm like, "Listen, Kenya don't play.
Yeah,
Kenya don't play," and they police themselves.
but we have to have that. It is true. Again, we have to have that same, just like you say in the states as black people. You know what I'm saying? We have to have that same energy and that same drive and that same, you know, effort against the actual puppeteers, the actual ones who are responsible for the situation and the condition in the first place. And we don't have that toward them. We always, for whatever reason, get lulled to sleep. We
I
always,
know why.
why?
Because they taught us as a very young child, as a baby, turn the other cheek, baby. When they wrong you, turn the other cheek. When they molest your, kill your mom, turn the other cheek.
Not
When
today.
when they shoot your husband, turn the other cheek. When they steal you and stole you and took you to another, turn the other cheek.
Well, you only
And we've
got,
been turning other cheeks
you only
because,
got
and that's why they come over here with these little, what you call them, parish, the
missionaries and all that.
missionaries preaching this good turn the other cheek gospel because it softens the spirit, doesn't make you feel vengeful, doesn't make you want to fight back, and make you want to just turn the other cheek and love everybody.
Mm.
That's what they teach you, while they do the opposite. And so it makes it the grounds, it makes everything a little easier while they come over here and go around the world doing their dirt.
Well, I think time is up. 'Cause I think the world is awakening, and again. So, I mean, if there were ever a message, to be shared with the Gen Z, would be, and I don't think it would be necessary the way that they're going at it, but is to not let up against anything that is of injustice, of inequality, or anything of that nature, because I like to think we as Gen Xers,
I'm Gen Z.
you ain't, well, hold on, though. That's a good point.
I'm
Hold
Gen
on.
Z auntie.
Listen, that's a good point because when I start thinking about when I was the age of these young ones here, I'm like, I had that same spirit. We had that same spirit, that same drive. Now, you can tell, you know it because you heard it. It was in our music. It was in, a lot of our expression. Uh, we had that spirit and still have it, but we had it then. And and the reason why I'm saying that with this current generation, not to allow that spirit to be taken away, is because just at just as we can see and we recognize, yo, they not playing. The enemy knows the same thing. When I say enemy, I mean anyone who is against the rise and the betterment of Black people all over the globe, wherever it may be, right? So with the music, we had Public Enemy, we had Brand Nubian, we had X Clan, we had Queen Latifah. We had a lot of these. The music was peppered with a level of consciousness, and so we weren't really, you ain't see a lot of gold teeth though. That was there too, but you didn't see a lot of that. You didn't see a lot of change. You saw that, but you also had a lot of the medallions, the African
But
medallions.
the music didn't make your generation go fight the government.
That listen, 1989, the number, another summer.
That's
Listen,
music.
fight
That's
the.
talk.
Listen, no. Listen. The music in that genre of hip hop reflected the minds of the people, just like the brother Shaheed from Poor Righteous Teachers, and he said that the concern took, which is the point that I'm leading to. There was a level of concern among quote unquote the enemies of the unification of black minds because we were 16, 17, 18 years old buying tickets at $10 a wop to go hear the minister Farrakhan instead of taking that $10 to do something that's not going to be of any good. So we young, we teenagers trying to hear a word of good that's going to help mobilize us. So we had that spirit. But then 1989, right? The number. But then right after that, these individuals got busy, went to work, realizing that it's the music, the frequency of the music, and how, because you heard in the songs, they had different conscious quotes going in there. It was awakening the minds. And so they had to do something about that. And so 1990, real quickly, they said it, A&R individuals for record companies had a meeting with these suits, individuals who end up being investors in the prison industrial system. And they had to sign off, of those who agreed to sign off to change the trajectory of the music that would encourage less consciousness and more criminality, more misogyny, anything that would help encourage in the opposite direction. And so the spirit of the Gen Xers was cut off. It was cut off. But the spirit still remained. It just was on pause for a minute. And I like to think that that spirit is now being visited in the Generation Z. That's just my take. That's just my take. So I'm Gen Z too. I got that same spirit. Same spirit. KRS, right. KRS-One.
That's public enemy.
All of those. Thank you,
PP Bob
PP
finally
Bob.
was wrong on something.
Wait. No, I'm just saying. He said the name KRS-One. That he was one of those
The
that was on.
1989 song was public enemy.
I know that, but I'm just saying KRS-One was in that line of individuals, who was educating and enlightening the minds of us. That was the spirit. We had the whole collective of self-destruction coming together, addressing issues that was going on in the community and all of that stuff there. We had that spirit. We had that spirit. But my point is that they know we got that spirit too. And rest assured that they're in the laboratory, making sure that it don't go no further than where it's going. So
Well, I know for people that's hungry, cold, outdoors, tired, eventually the spirit of God comes in you and you're like, no more, no more. And I think when that comes in every generation, it's the spirit, the warrior spirit that he calls upon to tell you is stand up for your rights. These are God-given rights that you are fighting for. God-given rights. Homes, food, roof over your head, quality of life. That's God-given rights. So what I'm seeing, I have never seen in my lifetime. And I'm blown away by it because these people are not afraid to die for it. And it's not just what words they're showing you. You look at any of that footage, you don't see fear in their eyes at all. You see, I'm about to handle my business. male and female warriors out there. So I'm loving it.
Loving it. But the time, listen, the time is now as it has been, and it will continue to be until we do it. We got to do for self. If we don't do for self, if we don't, as Booker T. Washington said, drop our buckets right where we are, right under our feet, we have everything that we need for our survival, whether it's in Africa or it's in America, or if it's in the UK or the Caribbean, wherever it may be, we got all that we need. The only thing we don't have that is going to be the most crucial part of it all is the unification. We have to
They have it.
they have it, but we have to take heed. We can't
We can have what they did here and it's spread across the world, and particularly in the West, in the UK, and the United States.
that's my
But if
point.
we can take the spirit that the Gen Zs had here and unify the way they did here, I mean,
Right.
they wasn't just let's go out there. They have curriculum, they have itinerary stuff going out every week.
But it
They
has
they
to
done
be
connected with media. They done connect.
right.
They had stuff locked down
This has to be
with no leadership.
a continuum, is what I'm saying.
I'm saying we need to do what they did across the globe. Black people have always been the lowest on the totem pole when dealing with the Western world. It's time to take our rightful place. And you can't do that by yourself.
You got to unify.
And you can't do that tearing each other down,
Can't do that.
tearing up the organization, spreading and destroying. And anytime you unhappy, you just go after and just tear it up. And you become seed droppers and you be working for the ops. Where the girls at? They're part of the ops now.
Part of the ops.
Well, we gotta learn that our
Unity is more
unity is
strong.
stronger than an atomic bomb.
So strong. So strong.
And they seen that over here, y'all. So just imagine what we can do if we just stop fighting each other and realize who the real enemy is.
Yeah. Yeah. So come on, Africa. Come on, Black people. Let's get it together. We've got a glimpse of it in America, um, where, we've had the Black Wall Streets, and that's just, there were many from, my understanding, there were many communities, that established themselves as such, but again, they came with a token, and we went for it, we were better off as a people when we were segregated than when we became integrated, because it crushed our economic stability and base,
I think it made us lazy.
all of that, because we thought that the value of being accepted by white folks was better than the value of unifying together and building a reality for ourselves. And we have to stop that. And this is I mean, listen, a leopard does not change spots. The tactics and the strategies don't change. When you awaken, you have a responsibility. I heard Dr. Collins say, you have a responsibility when you awaken. You have to wake up, clean up, and stand up. Wake up, clean up, and stand up. And that's what we have to do, right? So, I mean, it's so much that could be said. We can go on and on about it, but we do. When I say we, I mean collectively as a people, we have work to do. We really have work to do, and let's do it.
Yeah. I don't know, though there's no questions out there. My dinner's done.
I know it's we don't. I mean, we don't really. I mean, it's just we can't. It's just inevitable that we have a platform, right? And we want to share our experience being here, and we do. But with this platform that we are blessed to have, there's a responsibility that we have. We have a responsibility to speak to or about issues that are concerning to we as Black people, because the blood will be on our hands. I don't want no blood on my hands. not well. Let me stop. I don't want no blood on my hands. And so we have to share these things here. We have to receive the information that comes to us by way of comments. You know, it serves as an outlet.
Yeah, a lot of time the comments helps us to do research on particular things, help us to get more information, just so that we can confirm what's being shared with us. So you educate us just as well. We thank you guys for that.
And then I guess for the those who are posting comments and reading comments, it's just you know it's an exchange. It's an exchange.
Mhm.
And it's necessary to have forums as such to be able to share uh, pertinent information.
Mhm.
Is very, very important. And Sister Shirley, you're absolutely right. I was thinking about that too. The
Especially the
so-called
women rappers, yeah.
sexy red. They utilize these individuals, the Cardi B's and the you know what I mean, and they just, I mean, they are sisters. We gotta love them. We ain't gotta love what they do and how they do it, but they be utilized, and it's a dumbing down. It's dumbing down, and I mean, the woman is so important. The black woman is important. Because when you teach a man, you just teach a man, but when you teach a woman, you teach a nation, and a nation can rise no higher than a woman. And if the woman is not elevated, if she's not elevated, then we can't progress. So they'll take our sisters, man, and man,
Teach them the ways of the strip.
it's crazy. Anyway, so like we said, we weren't going to be long today. We just wanted to just share that. This is just things we're observing.
Yep. So look forward to again August 25th. It's our next big meetup that's happening here in Kenya. We have a travel agent on board who's been booking the airline flights for people, booking hotel rooms. We have if once everything is solidified, we have group rates at the hotel that it's going to be in. So for those that are interested in coming to Kenya in August, reach out at dealers relocation services at gmail.com or tourist residents at gmail.com. Either way, we can get you plugged in for the August 25th event. Also, we're still doing consultations for those that just, they're not, maybe you're not sure if Kenya is the place or coming to Africa is the thing to do. Maybe you don't know how you're ready to relocate, but you don't know where to start. You definitely want to go ahead and get your consultation in. Email me at dealersrelocationservices@gmail.com. We start off with that, and then we figure out the next steps. And when we say next steps, we're talking about immigration, we're talking about integration, our community, medical, we're dealing with banking, just so much. So you definitely don't want to not go that route because this gets you secured. This makes sure that all those little things that you don't even think about but you need here is covered. So please, for those that are interested in anything to do with relocating here to Kenya, dealers relocation services at gmail.com. Everyone please hit the like button. Yes, Brother Eric said, can y'all please hit the like button? Y'all see our numbers are low for some reason. I'm going to just
It's okay.
keep my ego in check and say it's because of the hurricane that came
Hey,
through.
listen, it's all good. Sometimes
But,
it's about quality. Quantity is not always a factor, but the quality, uh, may be the more significant factor. But it's all good. We're grateful. We're appreciative of the numbers that we do have at this moment. We're grateful. We thank you for the attention that you are giving to us. Anything you may have said erroneously, charge it to the head, not to the heart. But just trust and believe and know that it definitely comes from a place of love, for certain and for sure. And we can't thank you enough. And listen, please, guys, if you would, if you're on Instagram, please follow us on Instagram. We do certain things on Instagram that we don't do on the YouTube, and uh, you know, a lot of quick stuff that kind of show you a little of the ins and outs of what's going on in our day to day, and all that stuff there. I like to go live on Instagram to kind of show some things. So yeah, please, if you would, just share, join us on Instagram. Um, You can kind of get some stuff there as well. With that being said, I'm done. I don't have nothing else. I'm gonna shut my mouth because I can hear the
Yeah.
music, the Grammy
Thank-
music.
Thank you guys, the ones that had sent financial blessings last week.
Yeah, we
Greatly
appreciate it.
appreciate it. We're going to eat good dinner tonight.
Oh, why you say that? Don't say that. That's not.
But thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We appreciate it.
And
Anything else? Did we miss anything? You sure we didn't miss nothing?
nope, nothing that we can talk about right now.
Okay. All right. Stay tuned during the week for the channel. We got some stuff coming up for real. For real. And we're getting a little better with our media team and everything. So things are going to be a little more consistent and more regular. You'll see a lot more stuff in our experience here in the beautiful, wonderful, lovely Nairobi. All right. Don't forget, don't worry. She get upset. All right, family. We're going. Thank you so very much. Peace to you.